Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Google Pixel 5 and compare it against the Google Pixel 8 and see which particular phone is the better one for you. Now, I will definitely tell you these two phones are kind of different than one another, but there's also some similarity. So if you want to pick up some phones I would recommend buying this year, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these phones, the Google Pixel 5, which came out back in 2020, had a 6-inch OLED display on the front. And it was actually a pretty decent panel for the most part. Like, it looked good, there wasn't really too much to hate on. And I think it was a good upgrade coming from the Pixel 4. You're getting the hole punch display in the top left. You're getting a 90Hz panel as well. And I do think for the most part, it's still a very good looking phone. Like, there's really not that much to hate on it. And I do like that this thing is 90Hz, like 120Hz more, but still 90Hz holds up fairly well on a device like this. Now, the Pixel 8, definitely a little bit of a different device. This thing on the front has a 6.2-inch OLED display. Now, this thing is a little bit of a different situation for the most part because it's definitely a better looking panel. For one, same resolution and everything. It's a little bit bigger here. The hole punch is now centered, which is nice. But the big thing here for the most part is that this is a 120Hz display. Is it a big difference? Like, no, like when you're using them and like you probably won't be able to tell like at a massive scale, but someone like me or people who use phones a lot, going from 120Hz to 90Hz, it's a big jump, kind of. So, but going from 60Hz to 90Hz is probably a bigger jump in my opinion. So I'll tell you, the Pixel 8 definitely has a better display, but the Pixel 5's display is still very decent as well. Now, from the rest of the body, I'll definitely tell you, I think the Pixel 8 definitely feels a lot better. I've always felt like the Pixel 5 had this really weird build quality. It felt like almost like plastic, but it's aluminum. I don't know how to describe it, at least on this specific Pixel 5 that I've had for so long now. And the Pixel 8 definitely feels more premium. That's one thing for sure. You can see from the top, there's not really much going different between these two. The bottom, though, there is kind of a difference. So they both have USB Type-C ports and everything. I could have sworn there was a headphone jack. Oh, the Pixel 4, yeah, had a headphone jack. I kind of forgot. So pretty much the same type of port selection and speaker grill, so not that big of a difference. I kind of lied there. On the back side, you can kind of see kind of the same thing, like in terms of the cameras, like the dual camera setups, for the most part. You are getting that fingerprint sensor here, which can be kind of a turn off for some people now that it is like a physical one. The Pixel, since like the Pixel 6, they've been in display. So I'll definitely tell you, the Pixel 8 definitely feels a lot more premium. You're getting, wireless charging on both, but you're getting reverse wireless charging from the Pixel 8, which is a really, really nice thing to have. And that right there is another really, really big thing. I love having that type of capability, which is like reverse wireless charging my devices. Such a nice feature to have, and I'm glad the Pixel 8 has it. Pixel 5, on the other hand, not so much. So IP certification on both as well, and overall, like, both phones are great, but you're definitely going to be getting the better phone for the most part on the Pixel 8, and it should be better. It's like 3 years newer, it's more expensive, it's like the latest one. This one should be significantly better than the Pixel 5. So that kind of covers it up there. Now, in terms of like the software standpoint, the Pixel 5 is at a kind of an interesting spot because I don't know if this thing is going to be getting or lasting that much longer. Like, this thing has, definitely gotten several versions of Android, which is very nice, and it still holds up very well in the Android version that it's currently on. But I will tell you, nothing good lasts forever, and you're probably going to be somewhat better off if you do end up buying a phone that is going to be still supported with software or is going to have a longer lifespan. And this is where the Pixel 8 definitely kind of, dominates here. The Pixel 8 is pretty much, I mean, this is crazy, but it's going to be lasting, what, 6-7 years? That's what Google says. That is crazy, absolute insanity. And I'm so glad that phone like the Pixel 8 is going to be getting it. I hope there's not like some crazy big issue with this phone like a year from now, because this is a phone I could recommend people to buy for so long. And, it's a very good phone from that specific standpoint. So from that standpoint alone, that kind of covers it up here. Now let's go and do a speed comparison between both of them. The Pixel 5 has that Snapdragon 765G chipset inside with 8GB of RAM, where the Pixel 8 has that Google Tensor G3 chipset inside with 8GB of RAM inside. So let's go and see which one's a faster phone between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared in the background, as you all can tell. So let's get into it. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. The Pixel 5 looked faster there. Play Stores 3, 2, 1. Okay, Pixel 8 was faster. The Pixel 5 just shut that automatically. I don't know why. Very, very weird. Let's go into camera 3, 2, 1. I think the Pixel 8 was faster. Let's go and take a photo. Kind of two different things. And even there, you can just kind of see when we slide out of an app on the Pixel 5, it is a little bit glitchier. Facebook 3, 2, 1. Okay, Pixel 8 was faster there. Snapchat 3, 2, 1. Kind of the same thing, not a big difference. Instagram we'll skip for now. Let's go and get into Dropbox, which I don't even have here. So we'll do Quizlet. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I do have Dropbox. I'll do that in a second. Pixel 8 again is a faster one. Dropbox 3, 2, 1. And again, the Pixel 8 is faster. Let's get into Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm hoping there's not any big pop-ups or like glitchiness or like slow things that happen. But you can see for the most part so far, we're doing pretty good. Nothing too much to hate on here. You can see that the Pixel 8 does kind of get into it at a kind of faster level for the most part. The Pixel 5, not only is it slower, but it's also like glitching up a little bit more as far as I can tell. So that's kind of like a small thing. Getting into the actual gameplay of it, let's see kind of what goes on here. And I don't know if this is going to be like a massive big difference here for the most part, as you can kind of tell. It's pretty much the same thing. Hopping out of here, Snake versus Blocks, 3, 2, 1. And that's the one thing with Android, when you get out of an application, it actually is kind of like such a glitchy experience. I have no idea why it's still like this. You'd figure they'd like have fixed it by now, but that's not quite the case. Gameplay wise, you can see kind of pretty good, but watch when I like exit out of this app. Okay, that time it was like smooth. Subway Surfers 3, 2, 1. But every time I exit out of an application, it's almost like the way glitchier experience on both phones, and it doesn't really need to be like that. And you can see we need to download an update here, but I'll just skip it out on both. Let's go and skip this one, skip this one. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Okay, I guess we have to download the update, whatever. Overall though, I'll tell you, from my experience on both these devices, a phone like the Pixel 8 is definitely going to be giving you a faster, overall smoother experience, especially with that newer chipset, more same amount of RAM, but kind of a better chipset, but also the 120 Hz you're getting on this phone is definitely a nice touch. So I'll definitely tell you the Pixel 8 is going to be faster, but the Pixel 5 is still a pretty decent performing phone when it comes down to it. Now from the camera standpoint, this is also kind of an interesting thing. So between both, you're basically getting 4K 60 on the back of both of them, but you are getting 1080p on the front of the Pixel 5, 4K 60 on the front of the Pixel 8. That's like another pretty big difference as far as we can tell. Like you're definitely going to be getting not only the better camera on the Pixel 8, but also just more features for the most part. Now with the Pixel 5's camera, like it's not a terrible camera, I'm sure. I'm sure everyone for the most part is, still kind of aware of how the Pixel 5 camera held up. Like you're getting that 0.6x zoom, you're getting 7x zoom on the inside, and overall, like it's decent. There's some glitches and stuff going on with it sometimes, as you can kind of tell. But I do think for the most part, it's a pretty decent camera. It's nothing to write home about. Portrait, night sight, you're getting video mode and some other modes here too. So it's like a pretty basic camera. I think everyone's kind of seen somewhat of like a Pixel 5 camera so far. The Pixel 8, on the other hand, I think is a completely different story. Like this is a way better camera in my opinion. It's not even the best camera this year, but it's a significantly better camera than the Pixel 5. For one, you're still getting like 0.5x zoom, which is great, but you are getting a little bit more at 8x zoom, so 7x versus 8x. You're getting portrait mode, and also like the camera lenses I feel like are better. You're getting portrait mode, long exposure, you're getting action pan, which is really cool. You're getting photo mode and night sight and panorama, which is still very nice to have. So overall, it's like a very, very good camera, which is still very nice to have. Getting your settings, like you can go and edit this up whichever way you want to. And overall, like you're even getting video mode, like you're getting lots and lots of good stuff with this type of phone, which is very cool. And I do think that's a very cool thing that you're getting on this type of device. So to kind of sum it up, what I'll definitely tell you is, I definitely do think a phone like the Pixel 8, it's a very good phone. It's definitely a better phone than the Pixel 5, but I think the Pixel 5 was also a good phone when it first came out. Like, don't get me wrong, this was a very good phone when it first came out, but I do think as phones age, it just becomes less and less appealing, and I think that's kind of what's happening here. So take it as you will, but I definitely would say if you have a Pixel 5, feel free to keep it, but know that the Pixel 8 is waiting for you right around the corner. It's a couple $100 more expensive. Like you can buy this thing probably like for under $600 on Amazon right now. The Pixel 5 is like $100 and something on Amazon. So take it as you will, but that's kind of how both these phones kind of hold up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.